We started this run as Burgundy, one of the French appanages in 1337. The goal was simple, completely take over France. Appanages have this unique ability to start wars with other French subjects, which makes this easy. But did I expect that we would do this by 15th century? Not at all. Something crazy happened, something went horribly wrong in a good way, and we did it with no antagonism. Here's how. Alright, here we are as the Duchy of Burgundy. Now let's go for some basic research, organized religion, let's go with guilds, institution growth, and we can go for diplo capacity as well as monthly diplomats. And then we will just return later for more. Now for our government reforms, we actually start with one called French Appanage, and it gives us possible government reforms +1, which means we still have 2 slots available. So let's go for diplo traditions to increase our diplo capacity and reputation. And for the second one, I'm gonna go with autocracy to increase our crown power a little bit more, because we start with below 25%, which gives us some negative modifiers. Nobles have 45% power, so we're not gonna grant them any privileges. It's not necessarily bad that they're powerful, but it's a trade. It reduces your maximum tax for the estate, but it does increase your levy combat efficiency and fort limit. Now for the clergy, we're gonna grant clergy and administration for the agenda impact, and let's go for efficiency of the cabinet. For burghers, I will grant a couple of privileges. Building cost reduction, let's go. We can pick up urban development grants for monthly development. And for the third one, let's also go with treasury rights for the tax efficiency. We're gonna return for more privileges later, but now let's stop because we're down to 50 legitimacy. Let's go to our budget. We will be automating our estate taxes for a while. We also will raise our diplo spending to the max, stability to the max, cost of the court, and just disable and reduce fort maintenance. Let's quickly pick a couple of rivals. Doesn't really matter which ones we pick, but we can go for Lorraine and Bourbon. For the cabinet actions, for the first one, I'm gonna select Diplo Endeavors for the Improve Relations bonus, because we're gonna need to improve relations with a bunch of countries. And for the second one, let's just go for Stabilize our country to increase our stability a bit faster. I'm just going to pick the highest skill advisors, 73 Diplo skill for this one, and we have a pretty decent mill guy, but he's pretty old compared to this 31-year-old, so I'm gonna pick the second Miles. Until we have a crown member available for our cabinet, we're not gonna promote these guys to become the head of the cabinet. And actually, if we went to our characters window, we could appoint Blanche over here to become a cabinet member, but this would cost us 20 legitimacy, and she's pretty old, so I'm not gonna do it. Now let's go for some automation. I'm gonna go for trade, close and open buildings, and subsidize buildings. But I wouldn't really recommend trade if you want to min-max, because from what I've noticed in this patch, it's kind of broken. It doesn't use all of your trade capacity most of the time. So if you want to make more money from trade, you probably don't want to automate this, but I just don't like to add these trades manually that much. Alright, let's go for some buildings. I would like to build a sergeantry so that we can recruit some soldiers in our capital. And sorting out by income, we can see that tailor guilds, spinner guilds will be pretty useful. I'm gonna build like one for now. We don't want to spend all of our money because we're not making money right now. We're actually losing cash. So really, before we kickstart our economy, we're gonna have to fight some wars. Now we're investing in diplomacy that much because we're gonna be improving constantly with our neighbors, with the countries around France. So like Brabant, Luxembourg. Just want to minimize the antagonism that we're gonna get because we're gonna expand a lot. We're looking to destroy the entirety of France. And now it is the beginning of the 100 Years War, so this is what I'm talking about when it comes to destroying France. We have this special little action here because we're an appanage. We can demand autonomy from the Kingdom of France. This is going to cost us 10 legitimacy, and we have a bunch of options here. For the first time, I would recommend to go for the second option because this will allow us to declare wars on other French subjects for 20 years. I believe there's like 90% or so chance that France will accept this. And France did accept it, so we are going to have this ability now. So we just need to get claims, which we are just going to wait for the parliament for. And you're gonna see how crazy the expansion can be. There we go, our minting is actually not bugged anymore. We can increase this. And France has declared war on England, which means we're just gonna chill. We're not gonna participate. They should easily handle this. Like, look at how many units they have. By the way, guys, we do have some prestige that we can use to promote cultures. So I'm gonna promote the Champenois culture. And let's also make Arpitan an accepted one because we have sufficient accepted cultures capacity. And we're not using all of the capacity, so I'm even going to promote cultural unity here as a privilege for the clergy. And also, let's pick up one privilege for the peasants. Common militias is going to be pretty useful. This is not a bad privilege, but I didn't really want to grant it because we already have such high nobility power, but looks like we have to because we will either lose 20% nobility estate satisfaction, which we cannot afford, so okay, we're gonna grant this. And also, we just stopped investing in our stability because we're quite low on cash, so we're gonna stay like this for a bit. It's November of 1339, which means we have our first parliament. We're gonna go for Autumn because we don't want to go for our capital as we are decentralized, and we will stay this way as we will have subjects of our own. And let's go with the highest percentage option here. Now, we have 50% support, which we can use to fabricate a casus belli, and I'm gonna do it on one of the nearby subjects such as Bourbon. It would be awesome to get another 50%. Let's see if this is possible. We have high percentages for the clergy because we granted the agenda impact privilege. So let's go for increased opinion. Let's wait a little bit because our nobles are very pissed off right now. Alright, we have to go for it. We want it or not. Spiritualist ideas and demand a monastery. And we have another 50%. So I'm gonna make another claim, this time on Nevers. Now we just need to wait until we're out of these wars so that we can declare our own one. France is being very weird about it, and I don't want to risk losing our claims because this is taking very long. So what I'm gonna do is just go and betray our allegiance for 10 legitimacy. It's unfortunate that we have to do this, but this way we can get a white peace with England ourselves, so then we can go and start declaring the wars. Now, Nevers has an alliance with Flanders and Rethel, which is interesting, but we can go for it. We just need to reduce our relations before doing that, otherwise we're gonna pay 10 stability, which is not something we want, so let's just quickly insult these guys. And actually, I'm just gonna go for Bourbon, and we can declare on Nevers next. This should be a very easy war considering that we have over 10,000 levies, and these guys are pretty weak. Their troops are over here in the top of France. And it's now 1342, so we're going to select the admin focus. Let's see, can we occupy them before they even come back? Oh, they came back really fast. Guys, you need to chill. I'm not gonna let you do that crap here. There we go, take them out real quick. Yo, what is it? Since when do they have this location? I'm gonna take it anyways. Just gonna full annex these guys and let's take their money as well. That's 69 antagonism, but realistically, if we check this list, it's only the French vassals that care about this. And there is a little bit of infamy generated with everybody else, but it's a very tiny amount. So there we go. This war is done. Now guys, I want to point out a very weird thing about this. If we go to create subjects, we can select custom subject. And let's say we want to release one from this area over here. It doesn't let us because apparently we just don't have the capability of unlimited diplomacy as a subject ourselves. But if we go and release a historical subject, and let's select the county of La Marche over here, we can actually release it. Yes, it's colored blue like France, but it's actually our subject right now. It's a fiefdom of Burgundy, so I'm not sure if this is intended to work, but you can do it. And there we go, I'm gonna release Duchy of Bourbon as well. Let's make this another fiefdom. And now we don't have to integrate this. So this is why we need to stack up our diplo capacity, because we're gonna have a ton of subjects. Alright, and we're ready to go for Nevers now. Because we're also fighting Flanders, I wonder if we can take this, if that is not going to be too much antagonism, because Flanders is super rich, their lands are very good. It's also pretty crazy how our new subjects have nearly the same size army as we do, so they should be pretty useful if things go right. So let's go and take over Nevers with our buddies. I actually really love this playstyle, how we're wrecking France apart without them even realizing what's happening. We're just eating them up from inside. There we go, we have 5,000 levies here that are being escorted by another subject which is not in this war, so this is a very easy battle. Where's this guy going, man? Well, he's not going anywhere because he's deleted. Now we can go for Rethel and afterwards for Flanders. It's time to begin improving relations with other countries now because we have improved with these ones for quite a bit. So guys, we just finished increasing our legitimacy and we're now making some good cash, which means we can build some stuff. Let's go for a couple of distillery guilds. Mainly I'm looking for buildings that are going to give us a lot of profit and also ones that we have necessary goods for so that we get the 33% discount. Like for example, we have masonry in our market. We are in the Paris market, so we're essentially using the French resources for this. As long as they're efficient for us to build, we're good. I'm actually gonna upgrade our saffron a little bit. Even though we don't have the discounts for lumber, it's still insanely profitable and gonna be worth it. Our capital actually has a very good resource here. And when looking into our geos, we can see that we have some livestock, we have lumber, we have quite a lot of wine. A lot of wine locations are here in the French region in general. Let's take out Rettel, 17 antagonism, boom. And Flanders is 117. Now, the coalition looks a little bit stronger. We actually would have like Holland, Hansa, Brabant in the actual... I think we're not gonna be taking Flanders. Let's leave these guys be. I'm just gonna take their money. Maybe let's take some war reps. We're good of that. And we're gonna be taking entirety of Nevers because antagonism is very low. You know what, guys? I'm not gonna be releasing them as a subject. I'm actually just going to integrate this one province that we took. And now check out this money. This is amazing. We can go ahead and build up a royal court, which is going to increase our crown power and efficiency of the cabinet. With the rest of the money, let's bump up our saffron even more. And we're going to begin investing in stability again because it's going to be the Black Death soon, so we're going to need the stability. I have another parliament now, guys, and we're going to be doing the same thing again. We're going to fabricate claims on the vassals. Let's take out a couple of vassals here to the south, such as Forest. Central Council admin system. This would cost us 12. It's actually not bad. Like, we don't want centralization, but we're good with it, especially because we do need 17% additional support here that this is going to give us. And we have another Casus Belli on Valentinois, which means immediately after we finished our previous wars, we're going into war again. We're gonna continue eating up the French vassals. Oh, interesting. All right, so Valentinois is in the HRE. This is why Upper Bavaria is gonna join to protect them. But it doesn't concern us. It's actually good that it's still Upper Bavaria as a tree emperor because they are quite weak. If it was Bohemia, then it would be a different topic. But now we're gonna use this opportunity. And I'm also gonna finally recruit some regulars. Let's just go with 50 armored horsemen. We don't need too many of these guys. We just need to make sure that we always have a general equipped, or rather assigned to an army. Alright, Bavaria, sir, with all due respect, you need to go home. Get out of my capital. Thank you very much. We're just gonna destroy his entire army in one go. And we're done with yet another war. You know how stuff goes. A historical subject and release another one. So now if we look into the diplomatic map mode, this is what we currently look like. We have a bit of piece of land over here. We have a nice little snake of vassals in these two directions. And this is where we're gonna start targeting bigger boys such as Anjou, Normandy, and Brittany. Just need to wait for the next claims. I'm just making sure that we squeeze out as much money in a short time as possible because the Black Death is going to be here shortly and we need to get some hospitals at least. It's going to cost us 150 ducats for each of these hospitals, but we're going to aim to build in both of our towns. And by the way, guys, this is what I meant with us having an army. We can assign our Duke to be the general, and this will give us a bonus of crown power, so we're at comfortable 28% now. The Black Death has arrived to our country, so we're just going to move our court into hiding and also segregate the infected. So this in total costs us 20 stability, but it should preserve a good portion of our population, especially because we're also about to finish the second hospital. The nobles are revolting, you bastards. There, easily took them out. Another important building, libraries. We want to make sure that we have these for additional institution growth and local pop promotion speed. So I'm going to build these in both of our towns. All right, we're going to grab a claim on Anjou. And actually, I'm not that opposed to religious diplomats. It's only 10% additional power and it's pretty good. +1 maximum diplomats. So let's grant this privilege. We're going to make sure that we get another 50% support here. And might even go for the third claim. Now for the second, we're going for Brittany. Let's just hope we get a little bit of luck, some good events, so we can get another 50%. Until then, let's go ahead and attack Anjou. That's going to be a big subject. So this is so far the strongest opponent for sure. They have 7,000 levies, but even then, we're just going to quickly take them out. With our subjects, we have over 15,000 in total. 22 war score, thank you very much. Let's follow them around, take all of their stuff. France declared another war, this time on Lorraine, and we have a bunch of opponents this time. Papal States, Bohemia, all of their subjects as well. We might actually want to enable our fort maintenance for this one. Thank you so much, England. Really appreciate you sending us another 170 ducats. Let's take these guys out. I don't like them trying to occupy our stuff. Get out. I was gonna say France is not doing like amazing in this war because we see some stacks walking around here, but they still somehow have 21,000 levies while Bohemia is down to 6,000. So they're winning this pretty easily. Oh no, our heir sucks. He's slow. This is actually really bad. He's gonna have terrible stats. Okay, thankfully we can leave this war because we're below 50% loyalty. So there we go, we can sign a truce. And we can continue our own wars because we're gonna be going next after Brittany. Let's not forget to release another subject right quick, historical subject, Anjou. Pretty annoying, but we actually lack one war score to full annex Brittany. So we're gonna have to leave in with one location, which sucks because now we cannot release the subject. I guess we're gonna have to wait until we have independence for this. We have a couple of new laws available though, so we're gonna go for a little bit of a push towards capital economy and anti-piracy law. Papal States wants military access, 64 ducats, don't mind if I do. Also guys, I wanted to show you the antagonism map mode because we have been conquering a lot of land and look at this, nobody cares about this. The neighboring countries we have been constantly improving relations with, so they have like 8, 4, 5 antagonism. And the only countries that are actually worried are the French subjects. So at this rate, I think we're gonna be going for a bit more than I expected. We're gonna go for Normandy, Flanders, and Artois, and then probably we're gonna go for the independence. I also want to start working a little bit on our societal values. We're going to push for more decentralization so that we can have even more loyalty of the subject. So let's stop improving relations for now and let's push for a value. And I want to get capital economy instead of traditional economy that we still have. So we're going to make a push to the other direction by grabbing some more privileges. Commercial Advisory Council. Land of Commerce, even gonna go for guild investments, even though this gives a lot of power to the state. We still have very low power of burghers, so we're good. And then we're gonna get some more push by going most profitable first with our employment system. So now we already have 0.13 push without even using our advisor. Beautiful, new claims have arrived as we're gonna make a claim on Normandy now. And with another 50% support, let's go for Flanders. Yo, Normandy is going pretty wild. They're trying to catch us off guard. That's not gonna happen, buddy. Or is it? They're actually gonna catch us, but we're gonna just order full retreat with this army. It's only gonna lose 10% of strength, so this is totally fine. There we go. Now we caught him. The most annoying thing about this is that we're gonna have to take out 3 forts if we want to full occupy them. Oh, this is not... Oh, come on, bro. I didn't sign up for this. Brittany demands Jocelyn, and we either give it up or we will just have France decide for us. We also will lose 10 legitimacy. Okay, let's see what happens. Will we lose a core? Hey, there we go. That's my buddy. This land is an indisputable part of Burgundy. That's right. Sit down, Brittany. You're gonna sit here with your one location until we're ready to go for the second round. Oh god, seriously? We just got a claim on Flanders and I defected to England. I guess we're not going for this war anymore, are we? We simply cannot declare the war. Finally, we're gonna have a crown advisor. Let's grant her cabinet right. We can replace one of these boys. And Normandy is gonna give us the money that we need to promote her. There we go. Promote her to head of the cabinet. And now we have 31% crown power, so we're looking really good. Also, at least we were able to full annex Normandy, so now we can release them. So this is our antagonism. No problems at all. And guys, I think we're just gonna stop improving with everybody that we did improve until now. And we're just gonna go for the big countries. We're gonna improve with the countries that potentially will support us in our independence movement. So I'm talking England, Bohemia, Austria, Hungary, and so on. I love this. Suddenly, a ton of countries started purchasing military access from us, so we're just making bank. Sure, guys, I'll just upgrade all of our profitable buildings with this money. Keep buying it, bro. Keep buying it. And really, at this point, we're gonna start making some stable money because we're getting a ton of cash from our subjects. Normandy alone is giving us 6.39 ducats. Because we're done with our conquests, like there's only very small vassals left. I'm not really interested in these. We're just gonna fight France next. We're gonna start passing some law changes because we haven't changed a single law yet. There are some very decent changes that we can make, such as switching our distribution of power. I'm gonna go for my personal favorite, favor the ruler for additional crown power. We're gonna try and switch multiple laws at once. I would like to get more decentralization and at the same time increase our legislative efficiency, so we're gonna go with autonomous councils. And we'll need to switch our royal court customs to balance court later on as well, for the same reason, to increase the legislative efficiency. We just got a location. Alright then, we just got milieu. But it's actually 2 locations, isn't it? I guess I will take that, sure. Let's integrate this real quick. Anyways, guys, after insulting France, after showing disloyalty, we are disloyal. We have 43% loyalty, so we can start an independence movement now. England is gonna continue supporting us, another 250 ducats. Let's see what we can get from France before we declare independence. Another 10 legitimacy, and we could go for further expansion, but we're done with this. So instead, let's go with the first option, which is gonna give us 230 ducats and reduce payment obligations for 10 years. That is if they accept. Let's see. Okay, we did get some money. Symbolic little gift. I'm gonna use this money to build a ton of market villages because they are cheap, first of all, and they are very good because they give you a bunch of bonuses to your trade capacity, market access. They give you more possible burghers, laborers, and soldiers too. So let's go mass build a market village with all of these 600 ducats. So I was gonna say, guys, we have great relations with everybody in Europe now that we have been improving, and this button is still grayed out. Turns out this is a bug because if we go to diplomacy, invite to Burgundian independence movement, this is what it actually looks like. They all would join. So basically, I've just cancelled improving relations with all of these guys now, and we're gonna start inviting them to our independence movement. Let's start with Poland. So guys, our heir is now of age. We can at least increase his stats a little bit by making him join the Foreign Order of Chivalry. So this is gonna give him additional 15 mil points. Let's get a nice little royal marriage. And looking into our independence movement, we already have nice little 10 members ready to support us, so we're also ready to declare this war. Now, last time when I fought an independence war with France when I was playing Flanders, the situation was very different because we did not touch France until declaring, but now we have weakened France so much that they can only yield 21,000 levies, and we are way stronger than these guys right now. So let's go ahead, declare, and check out our amazing new color, guys. We have the classic Burgundian color. We can also now clearly see our actual borders with all of our subjects. And what we're aiming to do in this war is getting our independence and connecting our lands between Anjou and our mainland over here. Because we are no longer under France, we also lost the French appanage government reform, which means our nobles will be way less powerful now. So the nobility is down to only 33% estate power. It's amazing fighting an easy war against a country like France because we're having absolutely no trouble here. They're just lost when they have to fight 11 different nations and their subjects. I was hoping we could start building some roads, but we still don't have the agenda for the road discount, so we're just gonna continue passing some different laws. And our ruler is 40 years old, and we're also not in the HRE, guys, so I'm thinking that we should go for itinerant court so that we could potentially move our capital to an HRE location. Since no roads yet, I guess more market villages. And it's over. We siege down Paris, so let's see what we can actually grab for our peace deal now. So I would like to go for war reparations, and this already will be 70%. And if we connect our lands, how much this is going to cost? These provinces are actually pretty cheap, so we can take multiple provinces from these guys. And I would like to fix this crap over here, so we're gonna take these small locations that we're practically inside of our subjects. So yeah, that's gonna be it. That's actually a pretty nice peace deal. We have our lands connected. France is gonna be basically split into 2 separate parts. But their economy is gonna be completely cooked. They're not really gonna be able to defend their lands properly. And with the war reparations, they're also gonna be forced to give us a pretty significant portion of their income. Check this out, boys. This is amazing. Now we need to fix our stuff a little bit. I'm gonna release the historical subject of Brittany, because this means that they will immediately have all of these lands scored up. Yes, it will take us a super long time for ourselves to integrate them, but it's not gonna be our priority anyways, because we still have a bunch of smaller vassals closer to our borders, so we're gonna prioritize these. We also will go ahead and rival France now. Let's embrace professional armies, only 5 stability and 15 ducats, there we go. And yeah, it's pretty much time for us to start integrating some of our subjects. I'm gonna start integrating Bourbon and bit by bit consolidate our lands. And of course, this is not the last war against France. We're gonna be fighting them multiple more times. It's just that it's only going to be probably us on our own, but they are gonna be so weak at this point that we can 1v1 them easily. And we'll see, maybe we will secure some alliances. We need to look around if anybody's actually gonna be willing to ally us. I think I'm gonna integrate like one province, and we're also gonna release a new subject for these two provinces right here, because we simply just don't wanna use our advisor for such a long time to integrate multiple provinces. This is actually gonna be almost perfect. Like, we're probably gonna exceed our diplo capacity slightly once we give our new vassal this remaining province, but we are annexing one subject already, so it's only gonna be for a very short time that we get some debuffs. Look at this income, guys. We're making nearly 40 ducats now. Diplomacy plus 36 ducats. We're getting 10 ducats nearly from France in war operations, and Normandy, Anjou, they're giving us a ton of money, and all of these smaller subjects also contribute a little bit. Keep in mind our base tax is only 58 right now, because we're mostly making our money through the subjects. Okay, that's a little bit of money that we saved up. We have 1.6 thousand, and we're gonna continue building market villages, but we first need to fix our issues with masonry, because we're not getting the full discount. So we're gonna prioritize building some mason buildings before that, and we're gonna spread these around, as we're gonna need to employ 500 laborers in each of the buildings. We have like a little bit of antagonism with our neighbors, so we don't need to rush to fight wars. I think we're gonna focus on passing some better laws now and not fight the HRE country. So we're just gonna wait until we move our capital to the HRE so that we can join it. And just next time that we have the parliament, we're gonna make another claim on France. Gonna be pretty beneficial for us to go for by blood law for the additional 10% speed of integration. Alright guys, so here's an update. We were trying to get an alliance with England. Unfortunately, we're very close, but it's still not enough. We have -7 to get them as an ally, but we did at least get an alliance with Castile, so we have someone. Castile is not as strong, but they still have 17,000 levies, so if we would get attacked by like Bohemia or England, we should be fine. Now, when it comes to our research, we're just fully focusing on our professional armies branch right now, because we have some super powerful unique stuff here available, such as reform the feudal army with 5% discipline. And right next to it, we have companies the Ordonnance with cavalry power and cavalry maintenance cost reduction, so we're gonna pair these up. We're looking to start building a lot of roads in the near future, so we're trying to get the prices down for all of the construction goods, and we only have lumber remaining. We have masonry and sand. We already maxed out on all of our lumber RGOs. They are at level 9. They still don't have all the available workers, so they're gonna provide us a little bit more lumber, but we are also at the same time building some lumber mills, because these are like a alternative if you don't have any more space for RGOs. So I'm gonna queue up just a couple more of these. And guys, finally, our truce with France is about to expire in less than 1 year, so we will be going for round 2. We actually will be delaying our parliament a little bit for this, because we want to get a claim on these boys. Okay, we still don't have the roads debate. That's unfortunate. What we do have, however, is a claim on France. As it is, we are slightly stronger than France, but if we invite Castile, we're just going to completely crush them. So let's go. Wow, this is... I just noticed. What the hell is going on with England? This is scary. England has so much land in the lowlands right now that they could form the Netherlands themselves. Okay, what we got over here? Just a couple of small stacks that we can take out. His main army is over here, 12,000, and we have some smaller stacks down here as well. So even without full morale, we can just chase them around. We feel pretty safe right now. Okay, subjects, I need your help, because France was about to attack us. These guys are not joining. I wanted to chase these guys, but our subjects are not helping us here for whatever reason. We have them marked to be supportive. Not all of them. Maybe now they're gonna do the work. Come on, let's go, boys. Why are you standing here? Okay, now they're joining us, and this is what happens when they join us. We completely destroy France. That's right, run away. Let's see what our subjects can do. Apparently they're gonna lose this battle. France has a stronger general. Hey, looks like the tooltip was wrong, because our subjects are actually doing Lord's work. Oh my god, these guys are amazing. So France is already down to only 4,000 levies. They only have like a couple more thousand because of their subjects too. We're pretty confident to just start sieging and let our subjects chase them around if need be. Dude, this alliance with Castile was actually a really good choice. I enjoy having them in this war, because they're gonna take care of all of this south portion of France, which has a lot of forts. It just saves us so much trouble. Imagine if it was possible to do a reconquest for subjects like it was in EU4. We could be releasing Toulouse and it would be a massive subject. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't work like that, like the subjects would still need to get their own claims. So I'm just not gonna bother with it, but if you guys know like a good strategy when it comes to releasing subjects, do let me know. Maybe I'm missing something. Just from my own experience, I just couldn't make it work. We have a little subject over here in Retel, so we're gonna be making a connection. I wonder if this is not gonna be too much antagonism though, because it does seem like there's gonna be a lot of nations in the coalition. But again, you need to pay attention to what nations these actually are. We have like a couple of actual nations, but like 90% of those are still just French subjects, tiny French subjects. So I'm actually fine with taking all of this, and I'm gonna take war reparations as well as a little bit of money. People can be mad about it, I don't care. There we go, that's a nice little expansion. Safe to say that France is actually cooked now, like there's no coming back from this. Now, when it comes to all of this land, I would love to release subjects because it's gonna take us like a really long time to integrate this when we only have 2 cabinet members and we're still not done integrating Upper Berry. But we do still have this problem that we have too many relations, so we cannot really release these subjects right now, otherwise we would lose a lot of crown power and a bunch of other stuff, including loyalty of subjects, so maybe they would even become disloyal. So I'm just gonna keep it this way. We're gonna slowly try and integrate everything. This integration, or rather annexation of Bourbon, is taking a very long time. Maybe it's gonna be a bit faster once we integrate like our next little subject. So we're gonna free up some space and then we can think about releasing somebody again. Hey, there we go. Our ruler has passed away. Now this is a good thing because we wanted to move our capital. Our new ruler is not very good, that's unfortunate. But guys, if you have seen my Flanders run, then you know why we want to move our capital, and that is because we are not in the HRE. And because in the near future we're going to be fighting HRE nations, it would take us even more antagonism to conquer. And if we can enter HRE, it's going to be much better. However, the problem is that it's never going to be possible for us when we already have the duchy rank and when we have pretty high tax base. So if you can move your capital to a location that is already in the HRE, such as Luhansk in our case, I believe this is the only option that is in the HRE. So this way we can join. We're gonna move our capital over here. It's not a very good location. It's like on the edge of our country, but this is basically just a temporary spot. There we go. Now we're in the international organization. Another benefit of this is that if you attack the countries in the HRE, you're not gonna have the emperor joining you if you're inside. We can now even make Bohemia like us even more if we add the locations to the HRE, so our previous capital is now inside. We can just spam locations if we want to. I think in the future we might just move our capital to Paris, because there's like a very long river going upstream and downwards from there. I guess maybe not such a bad location for the meantime would also be Troyes, because the river is going this way too. So basically all of these locations going downward and upward would have another minus 30 proximity cost. And this is already a city, so we would have a lot of population here. It's grasslands with increased population capacity, local food production. And this location is good for the development as well because of the river bonus. So yeah, maybe we're gonna move it to Troyes and then later to Paris. I actually really cannot wait for the 1.1 update for the river map mode, because right now it's very hard to tell like which location would actually be good for a capital. And at last we have expanded gravel road network available. We have the maximum discount. On top of that we have another 20% now. Roads are dirt cheap. So because we plan to move our capital to Troyes, I'm actually gonna start building these roads from Troyes as well. We have a lot of money for this, so we're just gonna spam a lot of roads in all of the directions. Even if it goes like along the river and you don't get the proximity bonus for it, it still gives you movement cost reduction and market access cost reduction. So it's always good to have them down. We have 0.17 push towards innovativeness, and we already have this maxed out. I would like to get more for max literacy. So actually it's gonna be beneficial for us to switch some laws that are gonna help and achieve this, such as no censorship. I really don't mind temporarily getting Court of Culture for the same bonus for innovativeness. Like, this is not something that we want to have long term, but innovativeness and cultural influence also is going to be helpful when it comes to integration of subjects, because as you can see, we're losing out on 35% annexation speed because of our lack of cultural influence. So this is actually really good. And we still need to pick up a better levy law because we still have peasant levies. It's going to be much better if we go for noble levies for the combat efficiency. So we're switching up some very important stuff recently. We also can now go ahead and grab both banking and Renaissance. They cost us only for stability. And with each institution that you have, you get another 5% bonus for the research progress. So it's good to have them embraced as soon as you can. Oh my god, how did I miss this before? We actually have another super insane advance available here. The Order of the Golden Fleece, 25% cultural influence. On top of that, a little bit of prestige as well. Oh my god, we have to go for this. Look at that, man. Down below, we also have Promota Etats Genereux, Parliament Duration plus 0.25, Parliament Base Support plus 5%. Burgundy has some absolutely cracked stuff in the Age of Renaissance. So actually, we're going to be canceling some of our research. We're not going to finish all of this. We did already get the discipline and cavalry bonuses, but now we really need to prioritize Renaissance. Let's go for the possible government reforms, cabinet seats, and then immediately I want to push for this cultural influence, and we can continue going for a stronger army afterwards. This is why we're exceeding our diplo capacity so much. I found a culprit. It's impacted by ruler's diplo ability. We only are getting 24% because our ruler is absolute garbage. Fall into Castile Granada war. Do you seriously need our help? Like, what's going on here? Why does Portugal have all of this? I'm gonna accept for sure because this is a very good ally to have. They have 30,000 levies now. Very good ally to have. England is not touching us anytime soon. In fact, we might be the ones that will invade England. When it comes to the recruitment law, I think I'm gonna go for expanded levies for the peasant levy size and free subjects push, because this run, let's go for free subjects. I usually go for serfdom. I want to see if this is gonna be good, because there is a 30% difference in total when it comes to maximum tax for the peasants estate. So this is what usually makes me pick serfdom, because you squeeze out a lot of money from the peasants. But on the other hand, free subjects give you a ton of pop promotion speed, so you fill up the buildings faster. You also get some decent monthly prosperity bonus. Speaking of prosperity, we're looking decent, but this patch is a little bit weird when it comes to prosperity. It seems it's very difficult to grow it like beyond 50% because you have a massive decay. So no matter what kind of bonuses you get, the decay is always going to catch up. Like, when you look into the most green countries there is, like Sweden, they have 63%, and then they have pretty much the same decay, and this is with all the countries. Castile also is stuck at like 60, 62%, even 50% in some locations. Is it even possible at this point to reach 100% prosperity? Okay, how about we go for free mobility for the common people as well, so that our peasants and laborers can migrate. This will also give us a decent push towards free subjects. Autonomous villages actually seems really good. Decentralization, free subjects. Obviously, as at some points we will be switching out to centralization, there's going to be more privileges left for us to remove. But if we're going to increase our communalism value as well, then it should not be an issue, because we're going to have also a pretty good discount. What is going on here? Normandy. I just noticed. How the hell is Normandy in the 100 Years' War? Now, guys, the thing is that we cannot intervene in this war. We have a truce with France, and France is not the leader of attackers in a war. This is really bizarre. I'm not sure how the hell did Normandy get in there. If we're gonna lose Normandy or like lose locate, I'm gonna be pissed off, really. We have the parliament. I honestly think what we need to do is get a claim on England and declare our own war so that we can actually fight them. I think this is gonna be actually very important, so I'm gonna go for it. England, you played yourself, like, you're playing too much. I think I'm gonna declare alone, and maybe during the war we could invite them. Now guys, the problem is that we have very good relations with England. We have to pay 20 stability, there's no way out. Let's do it. These bastards, man, they're gonna be paying for this. Alright, there we go. We can actually call them in immediately, so at least there's that. They actually took a portion of Normandy before we were able to Nah, bro, nah. This is just disgusting. We're taking this back. We're gonna have to take this back. Alright, so we ourselves, we have 11,000 levies. Our subjects are gonna have 1 million. And Castile is gonna have 1 million, so we're gonna be good. Castile has 30,000 still. That's very close to a million, isn't it? England is down to 13,000. They're not looking very good. Well, they have been very busy with France. They had a total of 77 battles, and although they did generate more war score than France, they still took a lot of losses. Like England, we could have coexisted peacefully. You had to do it. You just had to. Flanders be like, I'm a siege and I won't move. Well, bad choice, sir. The AI is actually very crazy, like when it comes to forts. They just stick and they don't run, even if they see a massive army coming. Alright, sweet, we have our first subject integrated. Now we're gonna go for the second one. I'm gonna integrate forest. Yeah, this is gonna be, well, not really faster because of the cultural influence versus tradition, but it's gonna require less points. So that's like 200 months. So we have access to another government reform. One of my favorites for the third one, pretty much always, is Privy Council. It's just a good choice with additional tax efficiency. We just crushed England, guys. We're not letting them go off easy. We're actually just gonna make a connection over here, surround France completely. And this is just the beginning, England. We're gonna be taking over the entirety of lowlands from you eventually. Now this is already 102 antagonism, but guys, do you see a coalition? I don't. Well, it starts over here with Aachen and a bunch of nobodies, well, including France and England, but these two we cannot really exclude. So this is gonna be it. We're gonna send our demands, and this looks amazing. We did free up some Diplo capacity with our recent annexation, so we actually can go ahead and release some new subjects. I think I'm gonna release some historical subjects such as Picardy. Okay, this advance is actually insanely good, 25% cultural influence. Our annexation is much faster now. We have 0.78 progress monthly. Oh shit, we actually got declared on by the coalition. How the hell are they? Do they actually think they're gonna win? What's going on here? Like, the coalition has France, but it doesn't have England. They have a bunch of nobodies. This is surprising to say the least, but I think we got this in the bag very easily. Although we're probably not going to be taking stuff in this one because we kind of want to just dismantle the coalition. I am really surprised though. It would actually be very unwise to take any provinces in this war. Everything costs 150% more. So we might as well just go for a white piece. Just another day crushing France, nothing to see here. Wow, well, this was easy. And we're even taking 9 ducats, guys. That's a big win, isn't it? What a weird war this was. So guys, we finally integrated the province of Champagne, which means Troyes can now be a core. We just need to accept the culture. So what we're gonna do is boost up our prestige quickly because we have been saving up our religious influence. We could request Cardinal Seat, which would be good for our literacy, but because we need prestige, we're gonna go for a canonization of a saint. This is a good way to just get the immediate boost both for prestige and legitimacy. Unfortunately, some of these bonuses do go to waste for us because we do have max legitimacy. If we wanted to just min-max this, we could, you know, first reduce our legitimacy, get a little bit more money. But we're just gonna go for it right now. We're gonna canonize our past Duke. And with the prestige that we just got, we're gonna go and promote the Champenois culture to be an accepted one. We can also promote a couple more cultures. And this means that we will now get a bunch of cores because these lands will have an accepted or the primary culture, which now not only makes us have more control, but allows us to transfer our capital to these locations. So we just need to get 1000 ducats and we're moving it. We also just annexed another subject, so that's a bunch more cores, and now we can begin annexation of Touraine. So let's annex this, and afterwards I will probably annex Rethel, but we need to improve relations with these boys first. We actually, by annexing our subject, did get some more money, so let's go, move capital, and let's move it to Troyes. We also just unlocked universities. That's going to be another great way for us to boost up our literacy and get even more cultural influence as well as institution growth and a couple of more bonuses. These are very expensive, so it's mandatory to have the discounts from having a surplus of goods in your market, because if you don't, you're going to be paying 400 ducats for one university. So look at this, we already have pretty good discounts, but if we want to max this out, we're going to go for a little bit more books, lumber, and even masonry. So I'm gonna start with some scriptoriums because for this we actually do have the full discount of masonry. And let's go and build up some industry in our capital, in our new capital, Troyes. So now if we check the proximity to your capital map mode, we can see that a bunch of locations going through the river will have this -30 proximity bonus. It's not going to be like a massive amount of locations right now. It's not like the perfect spot, but at least we have some. And it's going to become a more centered location because we're going to conquer this way next. So we're just gonna get the rest of this area that is owned by France, and we're gonna make our way to Paris. Eventually, when we have this scored up, then we're gonna move the capital. But for now, for a temporary spot, I think this is gonna be pretty decent. Can these guys just give up for once? Now we have a little bit of a revolt, and immediately France joined them. These guys are so annoying, man. This means we're gonna have another truce with France. Wait a moment. So, guys, you know, there is this button to annex Revolter, and there isn't a Revolter anymore, and we're at war with France. If we press this, do we just annex France? It says Burgundy annexes the Revolter France. If this is actually going to happen, it's gonna be probably the most insane bug I have ever seen. But let's let's try and occupy all of their forts. Let's see what happens. I actually don't know how the initial Revolter got out of the war. Did we just destroy their entire army? Maybe my vassals did it? Okay, while we're doing this, we also should go ahead and get some more buildings. We lost our royal court when we moved our capital the first time, so because our current capital is in choice, we're gonna build it again. The same goes for a sergeantry. And there's a couple of other buildings that we can get, such as the royal garden. There is no way, right? There is no way. England wins the 100 Years' War. This was expected? Guys, where's France? Okay, Castile is also out of this war now, and yeah, we kind of just got the entirety of France, and we kind of just have a ridiculously massive economy now. So guys, this kind of went a little bit different than I expected. I think I will call it here. Let me know in the comments, would you still like to see us forming Lotharingia, or should we form France at this point? I guess I'm gonna see you in the next video.